how's everybody doing today? It's another Back to Warcraft podcast episode. It's number 22, and it is August 18th, 2021. And that was very hard to get out, actually, because a lot of 20s in there. But I am vacation due, hanging out with Neo. Neo, how are you?
Hello. I am incredibly proud of you that you are able to add a 1 to the 21 of the previous week. That was a little bit of a hassle in the past couple of weeks, but this is what vacation does to you. All of a sudden, you're able to do math. Ricky, I hope you're enjoying your vacation. This time, this is not about me today. This is about you. For once. For once, this is about you. So,
Finally,
how was the first week?
I'll be honest, man. I haven't done too much. It's good though. I think that's good. I think you should just be kind of chilling. But yeah, I've just been kind of loafing. Been watching a lot of streams. Been just chillaxing. A lot of couch potatoing. It is a staycation. I'm not going anywhere. And I was booked to. Do you remember how I wasn't going to do War 3 Champions because I was going to see that friend out of town?
I don't remember why you wouldn't do War 3 Champions. I thought it's just because of vacation. But yeah, I don't think you ever gave me the reasoning. But hey, you're going out of town.
So yeah, I was going. My buddy owns like 5% of the Spirit, like a brewery type thing. So I've never been there, and we're gonna go golfing. I haven't gone golfing this season yet. So we were gonna like actually just spend the whole weekend, and he's like, yeah, I'll just come by on Friday. We'll do this and do that, and then he canceled due to a family reunion, and they don't want a lot of people. They don't want to get exposed to a lot of people that weekend. So I am not hanging out with him.
Oh, that's so sad.
So yeah, apparently he's got like really old grandparents, which is totally fine. I do understand, but it kind of fucking sucked because I based this whole weekend coming up on me, going out of town and playing some golf and maybe drinking some alcohol and having a good time with a guy I haven't seen in a while. So yeah, that sucks. So now it's really a staycation. I got nothing else to do.
Oh shit, I was about to ask for plan B, but apparently there's no plan B, right?
There's no plan B. No, there's no plan B. It's just we're just chilling. We're just chilling. But so far it's been pretty good. Today I am a little tired because I woke up early, went shopping. Because when you go to Costco, which is like the big bulk store, you have to go early, otherwise it's like a zoo, right? So I went at like 9 a.m. when they opened, got everything I needed, some fresh meat, couple of fucking nice lettuce rolls, like those little batches of lettuce, like some shit like that, some eggs, couple of fucking just some good stuff, just good healthy eats. And then I got home at like 10:30 and I just kind of did some computer stuff, and then I just slept all day. I slept through your stream. I watched a bit of your stream. We're supposed to record this after. I just slept the whole time on the couch. So this is me just waking up, and it feels good. It feels good to have like no responsibilities.
Yeah, we scheduled this podcast at midnight for me, this podcast recording, because I wanted to be nice. I asked you, hey, Ricky, I got this Bronze Cup cast on Wednesday, but we can do the podcast prior or after. Whatever fits you better. I don't really care. And you said, okay, then let's do after because I sleep super long at the moment. And now I'm up because of you after midnight, still working. And you just woke up. That is fascinating. That kind of defeats the purpose of the late recording. And I had to wait for you for 45 minutes, but hey, it's fine.
It's not like that though. It's not like that. I've been a busy boy. Last night I was out on my personal stream streaming some Super Seducer for about 3.5 hours. If you don't know what that is, it's an interactive dating game where basically you meet a chick on the street and you pick all these scenarios on like what to say to her, on how to get her number, how to date her. So, I've been out of the game for a bit, Neo, so I was trying to test my skills. And 3 hours in, I think I got through 2 modules, and it was tough. But it's a lot of fun.
Super Seducer 3 uncensored.
No, I played
version.
number one.
Okay, I'm just hitting this up on Steam. $10 roundabout. All right.
Cheap, affordable.
Ah, damn, it's not in English. What's that? It's exclusive, cheap, uncut, and DM are free. The ultimate seducer simulation.
Hell yeah, baby.
Oh my god. So, okay. Are you ready to improve your flirting?
I think I've learned a lot. I think I've learned a lot of cool techniques. You know, a lot of things that I didn't know before. But me and Hippo was in the chat. We were really giving her, really trying our best to, you know, super seduce. So
how is Hippo doing?
Hippo was really just choosing all the fucked up answers, like just go up to her or sneak up from her behind the couch and stuff like it. Just really weirdo questions because obviously there's some weird answers, but yeah, no, he was having a good time. We're all having a good time, you know. It's a fun game. Carson recommended it actually. Carson was like, "Hey, play Super Seduce." I was streaming Ladder, and then he's like, "Hey, why don't you do something that people want?" And that's, you know, watching. I dressed up in a nice shirt.
Oh,
put a nice shirt
my
on.
god, you dressed up for a video game to seduce virtual girls.
Well, they're paid actresses, right? It's not a real game. It's not like they're real girls talking to me. It's just a virtual game. Here, I'll show you a little sneak peek of what I look like.
Did you put on cologne for that?
I didn't. I was already wearing deodorant, and that looked fine for me. So.
Oh my god, I can't even freaking imagine. It's probably still available. I don't know if I want to see this.
There you go. Here's a little sneak picture here for you.
Were you
playing the game?
Oh my god, dude! Were you sober doing this?
Oh yeah, I was dead. Yeah, I haven't been drinking that much, Neo. I've been trying to lose weight. I was very sharp, clear-minded. Damn,
the Backstreet Boys open button, right?
Oh yeah, and then Incinerator came in. He told me to lower one of those buttons, so I ended up having 3 unbuttoned. But then I had to zip it back up. Popped collar, great looking shirt.
Did people comment on your no hair body? Because I had the, let's say, pleasure to see your naked upper body a couple of times.
Yeah, you've seen a lot.
I've seen a lot. I've seen more than I ever wanted.
So the thing is, this isn't like groomed. It's not like I'm not like a surfer or something. I just don't have body hair. Like I don't. I have like a little bit of chest hair, but I've always just been just a clean dude. I don't even have like back hair. I think that's a good thing. I don't know what happened. It was like as soon as puberty hit at like 8, I just stopped. Like everything just stopped after growing after 8. So I think it's a good thing though.
That was my question. Like, how do you feel about it? It must have sucked at school, I guess, when you have like gym class or something and all the boys are bragging about, oh, I got 3 chest hairs, I'm so manly, and I got my first pube, whatever, and you're not part of that gang?
Well, I mean, I got pubes pretty quick. It's just like it doesn't grow anywhere else. So like there were some dudes that had like the chest hair back hair in high school, and I was like, dude, you're 13. What are you eating horse tranquilizer in your cereal? What the fuck is going on, right? But for the most part, no, I think it was fitting then because you're in high school, right? Like you don't really have body hair. But now I'm like almost 30, and it's like, dude, you have the body of a 11-year-old boy who eats a lot of McDonald's, and I'm like, I know. So,
but
there's that.
It's super annoying to shave the entire body. I don't want to call him friend. Like, I know him from back in the day when I was super cool. I did wrestling podcasts in German. So from back in the day, I know a guy who had like a laser surgery so his hair doesn't grow back, because then in the morning he's more efficient and doesn't have to shave like his chest and stuff. He paid good money to basically get your body.
Wow. Well, I mean, I don't think he did that to get my body, but he probably did that to get a bear body. Yeah, I've just never been a hairy guy. I don't know. Something stunted when I was a kid, or maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. My dad's not a very hairy guy. My grandfather wasn't either, so it's just not in the cards, you know.
Runs in the family, man. Runs. As long as you're fine with it, we're all fine with it. More power to you. Last time we talked, you talked about all your vacation plans, like cleaning the garage and paintings and stuff like that. So, A, how many items do you got on your to-do list? B, how many of those items did you check off in the first week of vacation?
So the garage is cleaned, and that took a whole day. And that was a big part of the whole thing because I haven't been using the garage for the most part. So that's done. Another one was I had to call in a Molly Maid team to clean the baseboards and the walls to get ready for a paint job. So I haven't done that yet. And then I also need to put new... I forget what the fucking word is. It's like something that stops leaks from your chimney. Like shining or something, channeling. I don't know what it is, but I have to basically buy it and then put it on top of the the chimney because like when it really pours, there's a leak through it. So I don't know how I'm gonna get up on the roof, and so I haven't really thought that one through because there's no.
How about
real...
a ladder?
Yeah, but like you have to get a ladder, and then you have to like.
Don't have a ladder. I have a ladder.
So like I don't have a ladder, but the roof is really high up. Yeah. And like it's like all wall and then like a roof. So like I need like a fucking I need like a I don't even know. I need like a 5 me ladder. So I'm like 5'7". So I need like a 5 times 5. I need like a 20 foot, 30 foot ladder. And then you know you got
that's a long ladder, dude.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long ladder. And then you have to like figure out a way to get up there. And then when you're up there, you got to figure out a way to fix that without falling over because the roof is also very like steep. Yeah, it's not narrow, it's like steep, you know, like very high incline.
That's dangerous. Can you do me a favor and not fall off the roof?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get someone else to do it. I think I'm gonna get a little person to do it, like maybe the neighbor across the street. That's I'll just watch, and then I won't be liable because I'll say he's tried to break in. So that's my game plan there. That's good, dude. That's the old Canadian way. Yeah, fix her up for $5, and if you fall, the kid tried to break in. I don't know what's going on with him, but no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, I'll probably do it myself. But then there's that, and then what else do I really need to do? Just a bunch of house maintenance stuff like that. I need new curtains, stuff like that. So there's still a lot to do, but for the most part, I've just been kind of sitting at home, chilling.
Cool.
I gotta say though, there's been some profit. There's been some profit. I've discovered someone, Neo.
Someone.
I've discovered someone. And I think he deserves a shout out on this podcast.
Oh wow. I'm curious.
So I've been watching a lot of Twitch. Okay? I've been watching like the GNL streams. I've been watching just anyone streaming Warcraft 3 because I have a lot of spare time. And there's a caster named OCDrummer.
Oh,
and he is a really fucking good caster. He is entertaining. I think sometimes he pushes it too much and he should just relax a bit, but he's obviously a new caster. But he's got the perfect fucking voice for casting, Neo.
Ooh, I talked to him this week, actually.
He's really good. I think he doesn't know this yet, and nobody knows this. But I think when I come back and they do another GNL stream on Back to Warcraft, I'm going to bring him on to cast because first of all, I want to cast with him, but I also think like a lot more people should hear this guy talk because he's very passionate and he's got a good voice for it. And it's entertaining for me, which means, you know, fuck it. A lot of people probably like it too. So I've discovered him and I'm taking full credit for that. Even though he was casting without me, I'm going to take full credit when he blows up.
Yeah, I read in the gym Discord that he got a lot of praise for his casting, and I talked to him because he's coding like a map pick ban homepage. So you send a link to 2 players and they end up on that homepage and then they pick ban, and you can also invite observers, right? So that would probably, like, for example, mean we don't have to ask the admins for picks and bans or the players for picks and bans. We just see them via homepage, which makes things very comfortable. So he can code and cast, man. What a lad.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, he's I love that Jim's making their stuff like completely all in one on the website. I think that's beautiful. They're really chipping away. It's like a full community chip away too. It's amazing.
All right, maybe you can do a like 4 players bronze cup or something with him because GNL goes into a break after this week. Gonna be season.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how fast they're gonna pick it back up, but I know there's a lot of interest because just a lot more people have been interested in joining. So I think they'll probably start up sooner rather than later, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I definitely want to bring OCDrummer on to any Back to Warcraft cast that I do and let him run wild.
Ahead. New people always appreciate. New casters always appreciate.
New blood, and then, you know, maybe I could finally get replaced.
Exactly. I was about to say.
Which excites you, doesn't it?
Everyone.
Yeah, excites the whole team, dude. Wow, Bidoux's actually going to ruin it for himself? Brilliant. He makes it easier for us.
Well, we need a backup for the one moment you'll finally get canceled. We all know that.
It's coming. It's probably coming. Do you think it's actually it actually will come? Because we meme about that.
Oh, yeah.
And Cruncher's actually got a lot of dirt on me for when the Reddit post comes. He's not going to light out the fire. He's going to add fuel to the fire. So he's got like recordings and stuff like that. So it's mostly probably just me. I don't think it's bad, but he's got like 17 files. It says Fire Bidoux 1, Fire Bidoux 2, Fire Bidoux 3. So that'll come out probably when the Reddit post comes out. So there's just a lot of people that are ready to see me go.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Maybe one day I'll just bury myself in shame that we ever did this podcast together. You're the guy for exactly that.
Wow, do you think like you'll have to delete all the VODs and burn it all like that ex-girlfriend, and as soon as you break up, there's no more pictures of us together? They just
very possible.
Whole, wow.
Yeah, I expect you said some dumb shit in your past.
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone did, but I was kind of like half joking about Cruncher. He's got like fake folders, I think. I'm pretty sure. But I've talked to Carson about this too. And Carson, I was like, you got my back, right? Like if something happens or, something bad. And Carson's like, bro, that's the end of the road, man. It's the end of the road. I got to get that bag, man. I gotta get that bag. Yeah. So he's choosing the money. So we've already decided that when this happens, nobody will actually be on my side.
No,
so
it's not going to be Bonnie and Clyde. It's just Bonnie and we go.
It's just Bonnie going straight off the fucking deep end. Yeah. So that's fine. It's comforting to know that at the end of the day, I won't have any real friends.
Right. So you can't really disappoint too many.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I could just, as long as I live with it, it's totally fine. But yeah, I mean, that's a long ways away and obviously it probably won't happen. I fucking hope to God. So that's me knocking on wood right there. But
there's actual wood?
Yeah, it's a wood desk. It's a wood desk.
Okay. Good. Not that
I don't know what kind of wood.
Knock on plastic because that doesn't work, obviously.
Like a strong oak desk or something like that. I don't know. It cost about $46.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a strong oak.
What do you think it is? Maybe like a twig. I don't know. But it is wood. Looks
made
like
out of
wood.
Twigs would actually look cool, probably.
Yeah,
you know what? Okay, segue or your thought train?
No. Go ahead, segue. Because I was gonna say, what doesn't look cool is your shit redesign.
Dude, you have no idea. First of all, I wanted to say, you know what looks cool? Having a Warcraft stream with 5 digits viewer numbers. This weekend, DreamHack, everybody.
We just jinxed it, I think.
Hey, we got it.
Oh, you're talking about ESL?
DreamHack, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we finished DreamHack this weekend. Asian finals, and we started the stream, and viewer numbers were normal at 10 a.m., which is always a little lower because Americans are not watching because they're in bed. And all of a sudden, it jumped to like 6K, and I was like, what? Where's that coming from? And turns out that the beautiful soul MMY, the project manager of DreamHack, was able to put us on the front page of Twitch, which is pretty big. So people tuned in that would normally not tune in, and all of a sudden we got 6K, then we got 8K, then we got 10K, then we got 11.5, and that was day 1. That was sick. And on day 2, on Sunday, it happened again, and we had that match of Moon vs. Remind. Some people might remember these names or whatever, but it boosted up to 13,500 viewers at the same time. And that was bonkers, just having such a number on a Back2Warcraft produced stream. I couldn't really believe my eyes. I am fully aware that this is not 100% Warcraft fans and viewers, etc. But I gotta say, it felt a little sad that some people accused us or ESL or whatever of viewbotting. Because, who would actually put money into viewbotting for Warcraft 3? Makes no sense at all. Then, second explanation by some people in the public was, well, this is an Asian tournament and it's an English broadcast, so all the Asians come over and watch here, all the Chinese and the Koreans. Well, doofus, we got streams on Douyu, on Huya, on Bilibili or whatever it's called. So 3 Chinese streams for that tournament that all the Chinese casts can use. Not sure if it's on Africa as well, but I just assume, I think so, because Japanda was streaming as well. So that is not the reason, and that wasn't the reason in summer and in all of 2020. And what grinds my gears is that they are not like these people that say this, they are not speculating. They are not saying, maybe it is because all the Chinese are here, or could it be that the Chinese are here? No. Big fans of exclamation marks, these people. The Chinese are watching, but this is the truth, and nothing but the truth, because I know everything about broadcasting and Warcraft tournaments and what's going on. I know everything about Twitch, I know everything about Chinese streaming, I know everything about Korean streaming. Guys, why are you just making these fake assumptions and put it in the chat like it's the truth and it's a fact and you know what you're talking about? I hate that a lot. I also hate of being accused to viewbot because we never ever even thought about it. So we got 32,500 viewers, and that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the view count's really good. I think the main criticism was coming because the chat interaction wasn't moving, despite like the numbers being 5-6 times as big. And usually with a 10,000 viewer stream, it's a flooding chat depending. And I've given you my reasons on this, but when you're on the front page, I don't know much about Twitch. I'll say this with an exclamation mark. I don't know much about the Twitch front page. I don't know how it works. I imagine that there are bots that just go on every website in the world. And I imagine Twitch being so big that there's probably bots on the front page that add to that number no matter what. I think it's inevitable.
I do not doubt that at all.
But I also think that if you look at the home page, there is no chat box.
Yeah.
So if you're AFK, like let's say I open Twitch and go AFK, if it refreshes on your stream, then you're a metric, right? So I think there's a lot more people that are probably just watching through the homepage, not actually going to the page, not seeing a chat box, or there's a lot of bots. But at the end of the day, the numbers probably are pretty realistic because there's just a lot of people on Twitch at a given time. There's tens of hundreds of thousands, probably 100,000 plus at a time, probably more than that, probably like 1 million. Or millions. I don't know. That's huge. I mean, you think of one streamer's got like 150K sometimes. So you think about, okay, well, there's got to be, you add them all up. But I think it was basically just because the chat wasn't moving as much. Like the chat was moving as much as like a Hitman stream with 350. So I think that's where people were like, kind of like, well, what's the hell is going on? But I mean, it's still good to get on the front page. There's a lot of people definitely from the chat that were like, what game is this? Oh, this looks cool. A lot of people asked about, is this the new Reforged game? Is this like why are the graphics the same? So a lot of people were from the front page coming in. So without a doubt, new people coming into the thing, which is great. Yeah. Getting on the front page is always so good. But yeah, I think the criticism is probably warranted, because if you're watching the stream, you see 13,000 people, but the chat is dead. You're certainly going to ask questions. Is it viewbot? And on first retrospect, it probably looks like it on paper, but I just think that the front page probably gets flooded anyway. Yeah. And then, I mean, if you can like pull up the front page on Twitch just really quick for YouTube, I'll just like kind of explain that there is no, I don't want to put you on the spot because I'm kind of rushing you, but like but it'll help with my argument. But at the end of the day,
I hope it doesn't play now. Okay, I got it. It's on.
Yeah, so if you look at the front page, like there is no chat. So let's say Back2Warcraft or ESL stream is right there. You're just watching. If you full screen it, it still doesn't bring you to the chat. So a lot of people can watch the stream from the front page like this, and they're not even going to have chat at all. So this is like a metric where they're not going to be in the chat. And you could probably have thousands of people just like this. Mm-hmm. Unless you actually go to the page, which I doubt a lot of people care. They just want to sift through. Mm-hmm. Plus, if you open twitch.tv, this is the page you get. So if you go AFK, then you're a metric on there and you're not even really interacting. So yeah, I think it's a combination of everything.
I do expect more than 13,000 people to be on the Twitch front page. So I really don't know how that works. Like, there must be more.
I'm not sure
more.
if like the main one is the like as soon as like that guy that we were watching there, does he get the number? Does everyone on that panel get the number?
Do you only get the number if they full screen? I really don't know how that works.
I'm not too sure, but I imagine it's a combination of you get an influx of people coming and there's no real metric to see like who's watching or who's involved. But
yeah, it's
at the end of the day,
weird.
The number's pretty good.
I'm looking like I'm scrolling to the left and right at the moment. Second stream has 700 viewers. Third stream has 56 viewers. So it can't do too much if you're not the centerpiece of the rotation on the front page. Like, it's kind of
how much does the center one have?
The what?
How much does the center guy have?
14.8k. So pretty simple.
Oh, so we were definitely the main one, obviously.
Yeah, that's pretty pog.
That is pretty pog. I don't know how he did that, but that's pretty pog because the side panel stuff. Yeah, they
apparently doesn't really matter. Yeah, we're on the front page with World 3 Champions this weekend again. Not on the English one, but for the German. Gonna get some eyes on the channel.
Wait, what do you mean German?
There's a German front page. Like, it's regional.
Oh, like so you're gonna be on twitch.tv/German?
No, it's still on twitch.tv, but if you have a German account or set your language to German, then you get a different front page than if you're tuning in from England or Canada or whatever.
Oh, interesting. So, yeah. I didn't know that. Yeah, so I don't think I get that guy that you're seeing.
This is this crypto dude, Coinbase guy.
Yeah, right no, I don't get him.
Huh.
On my list.
Huh, see? It's all
so
different.
That's a whole new thing. So yeah, if you're depending on what country you're from, you get a whole different. It's just a giant algorithm of random shit kind of. But at the end of the day, yeah, there's probably going to be some bots, but to think that we are purposely view botting is ridiculous. Yeah. We don't care that much, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
we do like the exposure, nice, but we're not like sitting in a lab concocting a way to raise the numbers and bot shit. You know what I mean? Like Point Dexter, we're just trying to cast Warcraft 3. So
it was cool to see that as long as the stream was on the front page, the viewer numbers went up. So it never went from like 13k to 11k and then to 12 again. Like it didn't drop. It was just a steady rise, which was nice. And then of course, once it got removed from the front page, we lost like 5k viewers or something, or 6. But still, I regard this as a big success. We had the second highest DreamHack viewer number in the European final already without front page. And then for Asia, we obviously now broke all records, including Anaheim. So yeah, we set these records, which is dope.
I'm kind of pissed. I'm kind of pissed that they did it for Asia. You know how fucking good I was looking on in my suits on the American cast, dude. They couldn't fucking hype me up. They couldn't gas me up like that, put me on the front page, man. I was looking damn good. I was kind of pissed that they did it for Asia, but
maybe next season, Ricky. We still got the winter season to improve everything.
True. But we won't have MMY, so we won't have that magic.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Yep. Speaking of bummers, dude, the segues today are 5-star, on point, chef kiss, everything. We nailed this podcast game, Ricky. Do you know that?
Did you say chef kiss?
Yeah.
What the fuck is a chef kiss? Oh, like a mwah. Okay. Yeah. People don't usually say chef kiss. They say like mwah. They just say that.
I got this from you fucker.
Yeah, but I don't say chef kiss. I just go, it is mwah, delicioso, you know? I say like it's, you'll work on it. You're German foreigner, English not your first language. I understand. Go ahead.
Okay.
Spit your thoughts.
So
it was good. And you know what? I agree. I don't want to take away. It is 5 out of 5. Whatever the hell you're trying to say to me in whatever language you're speaking, it is 5 out of 5. Go ahead.
Yeah, cool. We absolutely ruined the segue now as we talked 2 minutes about something else, but hey, that's fine. Something sucked, I think, and boy, I wanted to do a redesign for this in-game overlay we use because it's outdated and it's clunky and it's old and it looks like shit. So I have a lot of energy at the moment. I don't know why really. Maybe because the stressful DreamHack is over and everything is a little more loose and fun and not so strict. And it's more like working for our channel than this project work of DreamHack. So I don't know what it is, man. I wake up, I'm super energetic, I sit down, like I get breakfast, I sit down and I really want to do stuff. And that's cool. So I hired a designer who did quite some stuff for the Warcraft scene before. His name is Shad, and he's amazing. He did, for example, the DreamHack background, etc., etc. So we sat down and I said, okay, what can we do with this freaking overlay? And started to redo some stuff, some graphics, some boxes. And it's like, dude, I'm kind of sick of the boxes on the right-hand side. Can't we just put the boxes at the top? And he did it. And it was so nice to see that the sides of the Warcraft screen are free that I fell in love with this idea. Because the Warcraft UI is so fucking shit. It's a piece of trash. The little thing at the top is too small to put information there properly. The bottom UI is way too big and it makes no sense to have it that way. So the actual in-game space of the Warcraft in-game battlefield content is way smaller than it should be. So we can't put more stuff on it because that would hide a lot. But I still fell in love with this idea of having the hero boxes where you have like items, skill build, level, etc. at the top. So we spent 2.5 days trying to make it work. We wanted to minimize everything. We wanted to make everything readable and still have it at the top so the sides of the broadcast are free. And after 2.5 days of grinding from noon to 7 p.m., today we called it quits and buried the idea.
Okay,
that
so
was a sad moment for me.
So you literally posted it today, did you not? To the Patreon.
I posted it in the top tier Patreon supporter category.
Yeah, so the Patreon's got a taste. I looked at it today and I was like, oh, this is different. The heroes at the top was different. I don't think it's bad. What made you just jet it? Like, what happened?
Oh, that is a very, like, a lot of stuff happened between the version you saw and the one we finally scratched. So what happened was that I looked a lot at League of Legends broadcast, Dota broadcast, and StarCraft broadcast to see how they do it. So I was sitting like I'm sitting now most of the time while we were working. So I had everything, I don't know, 30 centimeters, 40, like 60 centimeters away from me. And then I went downstairs to get a coffee and I had this new overlay design thing full screen on my second monitor. So not the biggest, but it's a full HD normal screen. And I'm standing in my door, which is, I think, 2 meters away from my screen. And I can't read shit. I don't know the amount of gold. I have no idea what the spells are. I can't read anything anymore. It's dumb.
Oh.
And that is how I buried this beautiful, beautiful idea. The idea was really good. I'll show it now on the podcast thing. The latest iteration we got. Where is that?
It was a big change. I mean, it's a big revamp.
It was a big change, but I sometimes, gotta do that sometimes. So in the end, it looked like in the end, it kind of looked like this. Just the right-hand side, not the left-hand side.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, that sounds so negative.
Well, I saw the left side. So, like, the heroes weren't as bad.
Yeah, no, just right side.
So, you make it all the right side? Oh, God. Yeah, no, that's horrific. Hey, I got a question for you. Why don't you just make it bigger and then span them, like, into the top right and the top left?
Because it sucks. We tested that. Oh. Sucks.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, though, Neo, at the end of the day, people are going to get used to whatever the hell you show them. So
yeah, but I want to be satisfied.
Yeah, true. I think so my problem with the current one, and this is my only problem, I'll be honest, this is my only problem, is I can't read the numbers of how many acolytes, how many grunts, how many things, how many statues. I can only see the icons, but I can't read how many you have.
Okay, want to do a deep dive on the current overlay. What I hate about it.
Yeah, you tell me because obviously you wanted a complete revamp, so you obviously just despise all of it. So you talk to me, but as an outsider, as someone who uses it, as someone who watches it, the only real issue that I've ever had, I've never worried about the overlay covering up the game content.
but
that's never been a complaint for me.
Do you know that saying from, was about to say Harrison Ford? No, what was his name? The dude who built the cars.
Henry Ford.
Henry Ford, who said, well, if I asked the people what they want, they would say improved horses, and I would have never come up with a car.
Right, exactly.
So I am Henry Ford of Warcraft UI now.
Well, I mean...
So shut up.
Someone is.
Shut up. So what I hate is, A, you can't read the numbers, and B, when do you ever need this unit composition at the top?
This is actually really helpful because I like to know sometimes, do you have a shredder? Where is it? Is it hiding? There's certain aspects where I go like, does he have hips right now? Or like you take a big fight, Gargs versus hips, and then it'll be like 56 versus 56 supply, but then I'll look in the top right and be like, oh, there's only Dryad. So he actually lost all his air. There is value to that.
Yep.
The problem is I cannot fucking see the numbers. I don't know how many Gargs are in that image. How many Gargs does he have? I have no fucking idea, right?
I think
so.
2.
That was one issue. And another problem is I'm really stupid, so I don't know what those upgrades are. Like purple undead fiend attack, is that +3 or +2? I have
3.
no fucking idea. I don't know. And I imagine most people don't either.
Same. Like I know, but I know that we have to fix it. So
I know the upgrades by clicking the fiend and seeing 2, 1, or 3 on the fucking icon. That's how I know. And then when I'm in game, I research the next one, and there we go. I know that that's the next one, but I don't actually know by looking.
Yeah, it's totally on my list. But I really want to get rid of that unit composition. If I need it, I can click a button and I get it on the top of my thing.
Okay, so here's my thing. Why don't you just add, you see that yellow bar under the Garg or under all the units, the red bar? Why don't you double that in size and make the number bigger?
Because
solved.
No, psychologic comes into play because people hate it when we hide something. Like this list where the upgrades and the resources are, people despise that because it hides something from the actual in-game UI, and you gotta make it a little smart so they think it's actually not hiding something, but it does.
Wait, what's it hiding? What is it hiding? I don't understand.
In-game content.
I love how we're doing an actual like redesign right now on the podcast. What are you talking about though?
What
is hiding what?
The bar where the resources are and the upgrades is hiding content from in-game.
Like what?
Like rendered battlefield.
Wait, hold on, because it's hiding some of the terrain?
Yes. People hate it.
Get the fuck out of here. Come on, nobody, who cares about those people?
Dude, you were not around when we introduced this. People hate it. Now they got used to it. But it feels bad when we rob them of something. So we can't make the top bar bigger than the
yes, you can.
Then the sun is
ridiculous, man.
You can't. I tried.
We're talking about like 12 pixels.
It looks like shit if you do it as well. Like, it sucks. So that is not an option. It will, at max, be as big as it is now.
Okay, so how about instead you just keep it the way it is now, but instead of those yellow bars, you make the image of the picture bigger, and then you put like a 2 or a 3 or a 5 or a 7 in the top right corner in like 1/3 of the square quadrant.
Looks like shit.
You haven't even tried it. I
tried it with hero levels.
I just brought it up.
Yeah, I tried it with hero levels, pretty much the exact same thing. Looks like shit. So, yeah, that sucks. You can't make the top too big because then people feel robbed of their in-game content. What information do you really have to display there? I'm pretty sure units can go, and we make them toggleable. I feel like the hero boxes block a lot, and it looks a little crappy, especially because it looks a little bit like a Swiss cheese with all the holes upper left that we kind of reserve for bigger armies, more upgrades, because it can happen that they overlap with the hero boxes. The hero boxes that the background is black, I freaking hate it. Must be transparent. The experience bar takes way too much space. Skill points, can't really see them. Items, if you look at the Lich here right now, do you know if it's a claw +6 or +9? No, you don't. I hate that. What else do I hate?
6 or a 9 right next to the red on the left.
What?
You can literally just add a 6 or a 5 or a 9 or a 12 to the red of the...
Yes. So,
that's easy.
What else do I hate? The numbers are freaking small. If you take a look at these numbers here, the resource numbers, on a TV from like 5 meters away or from your couch, you can't freaking read that. We're all getting older. We're freaking boomers. We need glasses and whatever, and contact lenses. StarCraft, you can see StarCraft from your, I could watch the resources from my neighbor right now because they're so readable. So I hate all of that. Has to be better, has to be more clear, has to be more readable, has to take less space on the actual battlefield. And yeah, I thought I could move the boxes to the top and make it super cool, but then it wasn't readable. It was all way too small, so I scratched that, and I was freaking angry at that. And now we redesign tomorrow from scratch.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was a little angry. But we got some... I got some sick ideas from watching all the other esports broadcasts. Woo! I will not spoil them yet.
Nice. Okay, so obviously just the big take from that, people, is... just please get on the Patreon. Please sub on Twitch, because we're about to fucking go broke here trying to redesign. Neo's scrapping and going through redesigns like crazy, and the budget is just, it's not going to be able to fit this. So please, patreon.com/Back2Warcraft. Just, we're going to open the golden goat up to just as many people, $500 a pop. Let's get that money in here. Let's get that rolling. Twitch Prime, we only accept tier 3s at this point. And holy shit, dude. You know what though? I think you're thinking about this way too much. And
no,
I think
nobody else thinks enough about this.
Hold on, enough of this. You're the first person to tell me who gives a shit about what people think, and now you're letting the terrain protesters ruin a good thing. I think you should tell those terrain people, it's covering too much of that. Tell them to go fuck themselves.
No.
It looks fine.
I talked to game designers about this, and they're pretty. They explained it in long. I don't want to chew this up again, but they are right, and we can make this better. Easily.
Well, of course we can make it better, but I mean, for what you have right now, it's editable and good. Like, you could fix a few things, and you could it's passable.
That sucks. It's the best, but it still sucks.
You've been brainwashed, my friend. It's not that bad. Nothing a game designer loves to do than to give his input.
4 years old or something. Huh?
What's that? No, it's timeless, man. There's nothing a game designer loves to do more than to give his opinion on something, even though he probably, like, I don't know. I'm a viewer of the game. I know what I'm watching. I know what I'm seeing. And
dude, he was in.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, why does my opinion matter and his doesn't? True. Yeah, true. I don't know. I think I think you're overthinking it sometimes.
No. I'm gonna make it the best overlay Warcraft has ever seen by a landslide.
This is like the start of a movie, by the way. Like, I'm gonna show everyone. I'll show you all.
Dude,
you motherfuckers, I'm gonna show it. And then he like goes into a cave, comes back 10 years later, he's Batman.
Yeah.
You're like the beginning of a movie, dude.
I'm the Henry Ford Batman of Warcraft UI. I love it. All right, yeah, that was stressing me out a little bit, but I got high ambitions. It's gonna be dope.
I'm excited to see what you're gonna come up with.
You're afraid.
What am I afraid of? I don't care.
You do.
What do I about? I'll play no. I'm like
I know
me and Carson don't care. Like, if there's no overlay, dude, I'll obs like I did 10 years ago. I don't care. We don't need overlay in our streams.
Yeah.
It's just the people that complain, but fuck them, you know.
Yeah. Whenever you act like that and talk like that, then I know you care. Another topic. I don't know if you saw this, but since you say you watch all the Twitch streams,
yeah, I saw this.
Safe Walkers, one of our beloved Patreons, paid Happy yesterday to talk in English about balance and Happy suggestions on what is okay, what is bad, what is imba, what needs to be adjusted, etc. And that made quite some waves in Discords and on Reddit and everywhere, and it was pretty interesting, I would say.
Yeah, I caught pretty much all of it. I watch Happy stream a lot. I usually just skip and watch the VOD from the day before, so I don't get any ads, because ads are annoying. But for the most part, I did watch that. I saw right away that someone posted that he's doing a balance thing, so I couldn't give a shit about balance, but I actually just wanted to hear his point of view on the matchups, because I think he's one of the best players in the world. I'm an undead player, so I want to hear what he thinks about these units and the because he mentions timings and he mentions, you know, you can't win with this and you can't win that. So it was a good stream. actually, and big shout out to Save Orcas for making that happen with this donation. I'm sure he fucking gave up an arm and a leg because Happy doesn't even talk unless you pay him money. So, yeah, it was a balanced suggestion. It was very biased. He said at the start that it's only just going to be the undead matchups because those are what he understands, and it was very biased. Pretty much everything that undead somewhat competes with needs to be changed. And I mean, it was kind of a bullshit balance suggestion if you're thinking about it, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I thought so too. And I thought, like you said it already, if he only talks about the undead matchups, isn't his balance stream fundamentally flawed? Because if you change something in one matchup, which will be, as an example, undead versus human, then it changes all the other matchups as well. Like if you change damage of fiends, just as an example, you will weaken the Orc versus undead matchup, you will weaken fiends in Mirror, and you will weaken fiends against Dryads in Night Elf or against Bears or whatever. So this was trash.
Yeah, complete dog shit. Yeah, absolute bullshit. Yeah, I agree.
Some things were cool and nice ideas, but I find it pretty unfair that Remo gets a lot of shit for his ideas when he takes a lot more into consideration than Happy just did yesterday. Of course, for Happy, it was an impromptu thing. He didn't prepare this. The donation came out of nowhere, so he just did it on the fly. So I gotta give him credit for that. But yeah, it felt little uninspired, and what irritated me a little was, well, one race has this and I don't, so it's unfair. I want the same. For example, Elun's Grace. I want this on my ghouls. Why can I not have this? Having the Acolytes protected and having the Haunted Goldmine for free because Night Elf have it. If they have it, why can't I have it? If the Archer upgrade for range costs and the Rifle upgrade for range does the same but costs more, why is that different? Well, because we want to have variety in races, and every race should be different. Otherwise, we can have one race and play Mirror all the time. And that freaking sucks. And I hear this a lot, like, oh, race A has this, but I don't. It's so imbalanced. No, man, it's like race design.
Yeah, he talked about like certain things that I did like. I think his Necromancer idea, like the complete revamp, actually was pretty eye-opening because Necromancers kind of suck. But I mean, that's just a giant revamp. That's like your overlay thing. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes maybe it's fine the way it is. Fuck, I'm good at this too, Neo. But I think, you know, he touched on some good points. He suggested that the mana burn gets nerfed. I don't know if that's a good point, but these are all just things that he struggles with, right? And these are things that drastically change other matchups and just make other things very. And he was relating it to, he's like, I know I don't play FFA or 4v4, but this is what I think about 1v1. And I'm like, no, it still affects 1v1 at the end of the day. His big thing about A-bombs being one of the weakest tier 3 melee units, probably true, but they are at the end of the day meat shields that have disease cloud. I think that's the way they're designed. I don't think they're supposed to be like knights and bears. Which it was another point, but at the end of the day, what I saw was just him go unit by unit, race by race. He did go every race and unit by unit, but for the most part, he was just saying what he has a problem with and then how it needs to be changed, and then not really addressing many of the undead flaws. I just thought it was very biased, and obviously it was on the fly. He didn't prepare this, or I would criticize it even more. But yeah, I think Happy was just doing his own little fucking thing there, and then there you go. Although I was watching it not for the balance, like I said, I was watching it just for his insights on matchups, because his insights are very good, and he did open my eyes to a lot more things that I didn't realize in the game. So,
and I gotta say, some stuff was funny as fuck, man. The delivery was as dry as it can be.
Oh,
but for example, when he switched to undead, right, it was okay, let's go to the race, the weakest race, obviously, because in the history of this game it got...
No, he said the most OP race that's won the least amount of money in this game.
True,
Like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, he sounded like pretty much the same as when he did a serious suggestion about balance, but then dropped this joke at like the suggestions with the ghouls that why don't they have Elun's Grace? There was clearly a joke, but the delivery was so different from pretty much everything else. Happy has a good sense of humor, I from what I know. So yeah, that was super fun. But if you don't listen closely, I guess you missed it. And if you take stuff like that for granted, of course, that's super dumb. But my takeaway from, I think, like tomorrow on Thursday, I got 3 GNL matches to cast, and I think there's a break between the third game, if things don't go super long, between the third game and Theorycraft. So I think I'm gonna do my first reaction video ever and just react on that. I think it's gonna be dope. Or
are you gonna like watch it from the VOD and have timestamps for yourself, or are you gonna
watch the
whole? You're just gonna watch the whole thing?
Yeah, it's around an hour, right?
That's like an hour and a half, isn't it?
Might have to fast forward.
Yeah, I think. Oh, I don't want to say watch it because then you kind of spoil your reactions. But okay, yeah, do your thing. Yeah, that's cool. Is this the first time you've ever done that on stream?
Yeah.
Poggers.
Yeah, just chilling here with a cup of coffee, waiting for Carson to get ready.
I think you should get rum and coke or something. I think you should have a good time when you're doing it.
Oh, I'm gonna have a good time, that's for sure.
And just make the title like, reaction to Happy or whatever. But yeah, it was.
This is why Happy is wrong! All exclamation mark.
Yeah, it was cool to see like that side of him because I only know him as the very anti-talkative dickhead that we've all come to see on most of the streams. So
don't know what you mean.
It was nice to. It was. Well, I'll say it. It
Interviews
was nice to
are
see,
super fun with him. Always.
It's brutal, man. It's brutal sometimes, but it was nice to see like a sense of humor and like him talking. It sucks that he had to get paid to do it. Like that, it just doesn't sit well with me. But you know what?
Oh,
whatever.
Dude.
You know what?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Finish your point.
No, go ahead. I'm done.
Oh, okay. Like this thing spread like wildfire, right? It was everywhere, and he had around, like at some point he had 1,300 viewers or something, so a lot more than usual. And then he's done with it, and it's not like he sees that this is like spreading across the scene or causing waves or anything. His final words, his final words like, but it's all bullshit anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, he's like, none of it's going to happen anyway, so who cares? Yeah. I mean, he brought up some cool shit, like some cool shit to actually think about.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't all bad, but it was very biased. He did say that at the beginning that this is going to be biased towards undead because I only understand undead matchups.
I don't think that's true though. He has such a great Night Elf and Orc off race as well. I don't know about his human, but dude, he knows, man. Like at least he can see all the matchups from the other perspective, and then put Night Elf in and put Orc in where he's clearly good, at least very good, because he makes it into like ESL Cup semifinals or something. If you make it into an ESL Cup semifinal, you have an opinion on a matchup.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know what I liked is oh dude, Prioritize is so fucked, by the way. They gotta fix that. He exposed Prioritize so bad. How like you can't, like you double click defend and it auto toggles for Footman, but like for Prioritize it's all fucked, especially if you go stone form. You're basically just gonna lose the fight when you're dodging a panda breath. That's so, I was like, what?
Oh, you didn't know? But yeah, it's horrible, man.
No, I didn't know that, but I don't pay attention to that kind of shit. But I think the main takeaway too was like Happy was vulnerable during that, like for the most part, when we talked to him, do you have any weaknesses? Oh yeah, I have weaknesses, but whatever. He doesn't talk about shit, like he's just like kind of dry, like you said. So in this one, he was actually like looking at units and going like, undead can't win here, or it's very hard for undead to win here, or like, and I was like, oh, like I thought nothing phased you, buddy. So like this was like, it was just really cool. Yeah. I enjoyed watching it, even though I didn't take anything really from it, but yeah.
I agree. more on the reaction video maybe at some point.
Yeah, you have a good time with that. That's tomorrow?
Yeah. Some
GNL. You're busy. How is everything going with me gone? Is it in shambles? Is the ship falling apart?
Dude, it's so peaceful, dude. It's so peaceful.
Really?
Yeah. It's like harps playing, birds chirping.
Oh. We never had harps when I was around.
Yeah.
Now you got a mariachi fucking band.
You just didn't hear them because you were talking all the time.
Oh, okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Let's go to the Q&A before. Let's wrap this up. All right, it's been late night with Neo. Neo's having his fun. All right, let's get to.
As I said, man, I'm having a really, really good week this week.
That's good. You're busy too. It's nice that you have this energy too. A lot of energy. Okay, we missed a question from the Patreon, so we're gonna start with this one first. It's Mango_234. I blame this motherfucker right here. He is in charge of reading the Patreon questions. So just, Mango_234. Sorry, Neo sucks.
I do apologize to Mango that I didn't bring it up last time, but last time we had to record at 3 a.m. because of you, motherfucker. So I blame partly you, partly me. Is that okay?
So you don't read Patreon questions past 3 a.m?
I do, but I forgot that it was there.
Well, don't forget next time, all right? You be a good boy. Pat you on the head right now. Next time, kid. Hit the showers. Anyway, Mango_234 says, can you give a short insight about the viewer numbers on the Asian streaming portals Douyu? Their popularity numbers, which are sometimes absurdly high, apparently do not reflect the real audience figures. I would be interested in how these numbers compare to those in the West and whether there is a noticeable difference between Korean and Chinese viewer numbers, of course, in relation to the population numbers. Keep up the great work. I'll chime in on this first, and then you could probably give me more insight because you probably understand this more than me. Korean numbers are Africa TV, and I'm pretty sure that they're very accurate. Because whenever I streamed on there, when I had 10 viewers, I'm like, yep, sounds about right. So we never turned on the stream. We never turned on the stream and got 1,000 right off the bat. Okay, so I trust Africa TV's numbers. I love working with them. Douyu, sometimes you'll watch the stream and it'll show like 130,000 viewers. I do not think that they are trying to show you concurrent viewers. I think it's a combination of impressions, of concurrent viewers, page views. It's like a mashup of a lot of numbers combined into one figure. And for that, it makes no sense. But when you see like 360,000 viewers, no, there's not 360,000 viewers watching TED. There are a lot, but there are not that much. But I think it's a combination of like impressions, page views during the stream, and viewers, and it's just a large ass number. But maybe Neo can give me a more insight. But yeah, Douyu's numbers are not like you can't use them for anything marketable because there's no metric behind it. It's just a combination of 5 or 6 different metrics lumped into one, as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead, Neo.
All right, so the Douyu displays this flame thing, right? So
yeah,
you see that Tad has 300,000 flames, let's say.
Yes.
The rule of thumb was 5 years ago, if you divide that by 10, that's kind of somewhat accurate. But it could just be 20 or 50 at this point. Nobody really knows. What this flame thing is current viewers, chat activity, donations. Is there anything else? Not 100% sure. So if you have 10 viewers and all 10 spam subscriptions like crazy, you get a super high flame number that might surpass a guy who has 1,000 viewers. And nobody knows what the real numbers are except Douyu, who don't have it public. I guess they give it to their partners, like let's say Overwatch League or something. But then you still don't know if they're true or not. So nobody knows. The truth is, nobody knows except maybe people who work on at Douyu, or in the media of Netties or something. Yeah, I think that's what I learned. Like, divided by 10 and you're kind of there, but that might be outdated. And it's a lot of metrics. About Koreans, I really don't know. But as Ricky said, I would suggest they are fine. But yeah, no information on that.
All right. And how does it compare to Western numbers, right?
Yeah, no. If you don't have one of two numbers, you can't compare them.
Right. Yeah. I didn't even know that chat interaction was a metric for that fire too. That's crazy. So yeah, it's just completely you can't use it for anything really. It's just a random compilation of shit. But
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, question coming in from Save Orcas. We talked about him. He's the one that got that happy spiel. But he says, can you please mention Art of Warcraft's Discord channel and ask people to copy paste cool moments from streams into his post clips section inside his Discord? Okay, well, guys, head over to Art of Warcraft's Discord channel and copy paste cool moments from streams into his post clips section on his Discord. I don't know if we have a link. We can link his Discord in the YouTube description. I'm not even in his Discord, so I don't even know. But follow up: does Asian community and Asian pro players watch Funny Moments episodes? I don't know. You'd have to ask Art of Warcraft. We could probably ask him and find out. Hey, does Grubby make a lot of money on his streams? Yeah, he does, but I don't fucking know. I do Asian community and Asian pro players watch Funny Moments episodes. I assume that they would, as anyone that uses YouTube. I'm not too sure what his metrics are though. I know Russians do. I see a lot of Russian comments, but I'm not too sure about that. Will we ever get a chance to hear Remo and Carson on the podcast? Would love to hear a podcast on their stand and balance changes for the next patch. We've thought about this. We've thought about having Remo and Carson like as a guest, but I'm not too sure if they would want to. Plus, like, we're kind of crushing it right now, and we get along so well that I don't know if I want to ruin this dynamic. Plus, if Carson does better than me, he just replaces me. Now I'm out of a job. So it's a very competitive aspect as well. Very dog eat dog. And I don't know if we would want to do that. But go ahead, Neo. You answer these questions. I just named all four and answered them for us. But you go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if they watch it. I would assume yes. And this is kind of the same answer that we gave when you guys asked for interviews. I think so far there's enough content in the scene that we can talk about, and enough topics about the project that we can talk about and make things a little more transparent for you. So until then, we don't need any extra input, and we save that for later when we actually told every single thing twice, and then we might ask Carson and Remo to come on for once, or other guests, of course. But so far, don't expect any big guest roles in the near future, I would think.
Hell yeah. All right. The Grinch coming in with another question. How much leverage do patches have on the fruition of certain Warcraft 3 players in major tournaments? Can you list specific players and patches throughout the years? Thanks. I assume this means patches where players have dominated because of the patch.
Mm-hmm.
You would know this way more than me. OC thrived with the keeper patch, and then when the keeper got nerfed, he quit. And that's about all I know. Go ahead.
Well, I kind of hate that idea because if you win a tournament on a patch, you're still at least the best of your race, right? So I don't want to say Moon won 5 tournaments in 2007 because of that patch, because there could have been any other Night Elf to do it, but Moon was just the freaking best. So you're still the best. I gotta say, like, the Keeper patch was rough. That Colorful made it to the playoffs there was, of course, laughable. We all know it by now. But apart from that, not really. I don't think so. I just hate the idea.
Think of it this way, though, right? Let's say basketball, you can only get points now from three-point shots. Like, that's it. You can't do layups, can't do anything. Like, who do you think's gonna win? The people that are good at 3 points, right? Like, so if you change the rules, change the balance, people that are good at that certain new change are going to thrive. So it's like,
but there's still a lot of people that are good at shooting 3 points, and then you're still the champ of the 3-point guys. I don't.
Yeah, like there will be a competition, but you won't see Shaq winning anymore. You know what I mean? Because Shaq's not good at 3 points. He's dunker,
retired
right?
anyway.
Right, but you know what I mean.
No.
I don't know any other players.
Okay. Michael Jordan would probably still win everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that's kind of what the question is, right? Like it's meant to be biased in that way.
Think to give a different example, that Infi was, for example, a guy who abused the WGL rule set the best that you can switch races on maps. That was freaking smart. No one else did that. So there was no weak maps anymore, just played random or whatever he wanted, the good races on these maps. And he didn't abuse a patch, but he abused the rule set and he abused the maps. And that's why he won 3W. Like, one of the reasons why he won 3 WGLs, of course, you have to execute that. Then great as well. But I would rather see it that way. Apart from that, I don't know. It really feels like the old discussion back in the 2010s when the Blade Master pimping came up and Blade Master was super strong. Like, people called Lucifron patch orc. It's so freaking disrespectful. And I just don't want to think about it that way, really.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like, you can look at the Farseer Headhunter patch right now, and orc players are getting a bump in MMR, but for the most part, the better player still wins. And I think a lot of people were having trouble with orc Farseer Headhunters, especially undeads, because we didn't have the answer. But now that we're starting to get the answer, I think the matchup's becoming a lot more even. But it's really just, the initial window, as soon as like the gates come out and the patch comes, it looks like, oh my god, orcs OP. But really, it's just people adjusting to the meta, and we're seeing a lot more orc players do well at the beginning, but now they're starting to fade off a little bit. Happy tried to play Farseer Headhunters during the ESL Cup. He got owned. So at the end of the day, the better player is still winning. It's not just balance that's taking over, because Happy, I would say, his micro's probably better than anyone in the world. So losing to Blade was like, yeah.
Probably not true for Infi, because Infi is the fucking GOAT and can play world championship level with all 4 races, which is absolutely nuts. And he was only able to use that rule to his advantage because he's that damn good with all 4 races. Just want to put that out.
They changed that, right? You have to lock in a race now.
I have no idea, dude.
Oh my god. Can you imagine if you keep doing this? Good thing he's not playing. Well, that was a good question, though. But I'm sure there are players that have dominated in patches that were obviously, like, I mean, the Destroyer meta showed WFZ did really good against humans with the Destroyers. That was kind of when he was flourishing. Same with Checky. That's when they were really dominating against humans and beating TH and a lot of these other good guys back in my time. But for the most part, I think the better player is usually winning, unless you're like an Infi and you're just a god. Good question, though. On the flip side of Grinch's question, how much leverage do players truly have in patch decisions? Everyone likes to say Remo is the patch lord, and with Happy's latest balance review, which we talked about earlier, do you think these are actually heavily influencing, or what? And specifically, okay, well, I'll answer the first one first. Actually, hold on. And specifically for Bidoux, did you have success with Super Seducer? Yeah, I talked about that a little bit earlier. I got through a few modules, and thanks for tuning in, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, it was cool. I did all right. Okay, how much influence do you think players truly have on patch decisions? Remo does have a huge influence on patch decisions because he actually has a contact in Blizzard, I guess, because his ideas are going through. Specifically, I think like the Great Hall getting 11 out of 10 was Carson's suggestion during a Dust Lounge call. He was in there and they said something about +1, and then it ended up being changed right away. So Remo definitely has a contact with Blizzard and someone's listening to what he says. So he has a huge impact on the influence. I don't really think, but the thing about Remo is he is very hard headed. Like he's gonna believe what he believes, but he does take a lot of input from a lot of the pros. He listens to the Hitmans, the X-Lords, the Todds, everyone really. And I don't know if everyone else's input gets listened to, but I know Remo's does. So Remo does a good job of listening to everyone else and taking this input and really thinking about his patch suggestions. But he has a huge impact on the balance change. Yeah. A Happy's balance review, I don't think anyone's going to listen to that. but because it was premised around it's going to be biased towards undead, right? But go ahead, Neo.
So the reason why Remo's balance suggestions have such a big impact is because he's the only one writing it down properly. And that's a fact. He's the only one that has a structure in the balance thoughts that goes beyond, this is stupid, this is imba. Nobody says, why is this imba? Why is this at what stage of the game is this strong? What do you have to overcome to reach that point where things are strong? Is it maybe fair if you have to struggle for 20 minutes to reach that point? Is it then allowed to be that strong? And Remo explains things kind of well with power spikes, with how things behave among all different matchups. While every other feedback is very, very
childish.
Yeah, childish.
Unprofessionally output, like not
trivial. I would say trivial at best.
And not articulated properly.
Not at all. Like not even some like. It is of course easier for a small team of developers to read through a Word document, even if it's 12 pages, if it's well condensed and if it has headlines and a structure and, you know, there's bullet points and stuff, all these fancy things. If you sit, and of course then I guess Remo sends it to WC3feedback@blizzard.com. That was the email that was displayed during a BlizzCon or something. So I'm not sure if he has a personal contact or not, but that is the feedback channel that I always used, where you don't get an answer ever, but apparently they read it. So if he's the only one doing it, then of course he has the biggest impact. And if you, with 5, like, no disrespect to anyone who's streaming with low viewers, but if you sit on your stream and you have 5 viewers and maybe even explain it properly, do you expect that a team of developers who is not 100% focused on that game, maybe, who is probably in a very different time zone, finds out about what you just said when you don't put it out there, when you don't put it on Reddit, on the forums, on socials, if you don't send it to them? We are in a position where they probably watch some tournaments. They do watch some tournaments. That's what I know. And we have to bring it to them or be so loud that they have to hear it somehow. Battle.net forums, this email, whatever. And Remo is the one doing it right. Doing it the right way, in the right form. Are his ideas all correct? Probably not. It's like definitely not all. Probably a lot yes. Probably a lot no. And that is why Remo has so much influence on decisions. Because they don't think about stuff themselves a lot. Obviously not from the past patches. They take what they get and then put a check mark behind some ideas, scratch some others. But you have to bring it to them.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I'm not sure. I'm sure he has a direct contact at this point. I doubt he's just emailing to a blank email, not getting a response. I'm sure he's talking with people. I think there's a lot of people with good ideas and balance, and I think you're right that we don't articulate it the right way. And developers really aren't just going to read, well, this is stupid, help me, or this is stupid, fix it. They really want to know the numbers behind it, the math, the calculation, the timings, what does like the pros and cons. And I think Remo does explain that very nicely. But I think like the biggest takeaway was some of these patch updates that come out, the writing from the Blizzard team is like literally they copied what Remo wrote sometimes. Like they copied it to a T, which tells me that they're reading it from somewhere. Now, is he really just firing out an email, not getting a response, and they're listening? I mean, it works if that's the relationship. It works. I'm not sure if he's actually sitting down with someone and saying, "Here, this is my findings. If you want to ask but talk about it, we can." I assume that would be a lot easier, but then he would have a direct contact to Blizzard, and I don't even know who works there anymore. So maybe that is just the email. But like you said,
at this point,
Warcraft 3 feedback?
I really doubt that he has a direct contact.
So what is it? Warcraft WC3 feedback at what?
It was. I think it's. I have to look it up again.
But anyway, write something out, really put some thought into it, take a lot of suggestions, build something, build a case, and really stick to it, and then fire it off to this email bin. And if like I said, Remo has a good rapport with these guys too. They obviously get a lot of emails from him. If they watch a show, they've seen if they put a face to the name, they've heard his casting, he's out there, he's respectable. So it helps when his email comes in, they probably go, "Oh, we got one from Remo." Like he probably is like we look forward to hearing from you type of guy, because it's not like he puts in overly biased opinions. They're very good opinions. Some of them are wrong, yes, some of them are right, but for the most part it's pretty square, right? So you should also, if you were interested, start the train. I mean, if it is an email, say hi, introduce yourself, maybe like link how people can like get in touch with you, or your Twitch, show that you're someone in the scene, and then explain your findings, and maybe that'll help. And if a lot of people start doing that, maybe we can actually get the minds rolling at Blizzard, and because they are clearly reading something. I don't know if it's an email or I don't know what it is, but go ahead.
I can give you an example. There was this bug thing recently exposed where for example, on a map like Twisted Meadows, you could find out where your opponent is, even though it's 3 different spawn possibilities, right? When you click on the gold mine. A lot of people sent that issue to this email address thing, and it got dealt with. I never got an answer to my report, to my pleading to fix this, please. They just fixed it in the next patch. I think that's just how it is.
Yeah, so maybe that's the way it is, and he's just firing it off. And like I said, he's a priority emailer because he's been doing it for years, and because
he got this Back2Warcraft email address, obviously.
Yeah, that too probably helps. Not gonna lie. But for the most part, they read his stuff and it's insightful and there's thought behind it. It's not just some guy saying, "You're an idiot, your team sucks, this game sucks." It's actual insightful writing, and you could easily do that if you take the time. I mean, he takes a lot of time to understand the game. He's got a very good knowledge of the game. So, I'm not saying you have to like know everything like Remo, but there's definitely a way for you to get your word out there. And imagine if more people did that and became like, priority emails on that list. Like, oh, this person's talking. Okay. Oh, Remo's talking. Okay. Like, it's very possible.
I would also love to see. We're doing this full time, right? So we have a lot of time to think about that stuff. And of course, then you have the time to put down 12 pages with your thoughts. Other people don't have too much time. But I would love to see if people pick one point where they think that Remo is 100% wrong and explain in the same fashion where he explains why he thinks his idea is right, but they respond why this idea is wrong with the same approach. Like, what's the problem? What's the solution? What does this affect? Etc. etc. So it can't just be one part of that. It doesn't have to be a 12-page stuff. But yeah, that's my takeaway. I want to finish now. It's late. It's 1 a.m. 17 minutes, and I still have to play.
I would like to finish now, please.
Yes.
Wow.
I still have to play Final Fantasy because I'm a gamer now.
Oh, which one are you playing?
Final Fantasy 14, dude. I'm an MMO player now.
Poggers. I might play some Skyrim. Actually, no. I'll probably stream Warcraft 3 if we're being honest. Oh wow, you're really shutting down. You're turning down the green screen. Everything.
Turning everything down.
All right, guys. William will hold. All right, Neo's out. Neo's out. Oh my God, he's turning the screen. We're just breaking down. We're just breaking down the scene. Oh no. Oh God. Oh God. Okay, guys.
It's good talking to you, mate. See you next week.
See you later, guys.